7 minutes. That's all it took for Tiffany Henyard to be out as the Democratic nominee for Thornton Township Supervisor, and she left here visibly upset.
You never done this the right way. Illegal. Napoleon.
Thornton Township has found itself at the hub of a political tempest as Tiffany Henyard, the embattled mayor of Dolton and current Township supervisor, tries to keep her hold on power. In a saga replete with lawsuits, accusations, and dramatic confrontations, Henyard's political career is unraveling, and the chaos surrounding her has captivated both her critics and supporters, with lawsuits flying, heated meetings erupting into public spectacles, and accusations of voter suppression and corruption. The drama unfolding in the small Illinois township has all the ingredients of a political thriller. Last
month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from trustees.
The story took a dramatic turn when Henyard failed to secure the Democratic nomination for Thornton Township Supervisor during a rare caucus held earlier this month. The caucus, which replaced the traditional primary election, saw Illinois State Senator and Thornton Township Democratic Commit team and Napoleon Harris emerged as the Democratic nominee. Henyard's name was not even on the ballot as her slate lacked one critical position, a certified assessor. This technicality disqualified her from participating, leaving her fuming and accusing Harris of orchestrating an unfair process to block her candidacy. "You didn't run none of this the right way," Henyard was heard saying as she confronted Harris after the caucus. Illegal. Napoleon. The heated exchange set the tone for what would come next, a flurry of accusations, legal challenges, and public rallies as Henyard vowed to fight back. She and her allies have claimed the caucus was rigged, alleging voter suppression and manipulation of the venue to prevent her supporters from participating. Henyard's team pointed to videos and eyewitness accounts of her supporters, including seniors, being left out in the cold, while Harris's backers allegedly filled the room.
For months, there is a new legal battle brewing in Dalton between the mayor and some village trustees.
As Regina Waldrop explains, it has a lot to do with 2 meetings held earlier this week.
These claims, maintaining that the caucus followed all legal procedures and was conducted fairly. People in Thornton Township may be new to caucuses because they haven't had them in a while, but this has been the tradition for many other townships around the state, he explained. His attorney, Burton Odelson, echoed this, stating that Henyard's accusations lacked merit and would not hold up in court, but Henyard remains defiant, filing a lawsuit against Harris and the Democratic caucus, promising to expose what she described as a fraudulent process.
Called our security firm and made sure they had wands, and we also told our board to come upstairs due to the fact they had several ways to exit out of the field.
At the heart of the controversy is the decision to hold a caucus instead of a primary election, a move that has not been seen in Thornton Township in decades. Critics argue that the shift to a caucus was a calculated move by Harris and his allies to consolidate power and shut Henyard out. "If they could beat me, they would have gone to the polls," Henyard stated in an interview before the caucus. But Henyard's detractors paint a quite different picture, accusing her of hypocrisy and misconduct. As mayor of Dolton and supervisor of Thornton Township, Henyard has faced a storm of problems, from allegations of extravagant spending to claims of financial mismanagement. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot's initial financial investigation into Dolton's affairs showed that by May 20, the village's general fund balance had fallen from over $5 million in 2022 to a deficit of more than $3 million. A suspicious use of the village's credit card was also discovered by the For Life report, with Henyard apparently accruing tens of thousands of dollars in purchases from Wayfair and Amazon. One particularly shocking spend was a $43,000 charge on Amazon in a single day.
I want to thank my 2 trustees, Trustee Andrew Holmes and Trustee Stan Brown, for showing up.
According to Henyard's detractors, her financial mismanagement goes beyond Dolton. She has been charged with misusing public funds for her own benefit in Thornton Township. Residents who are struggling with a median income significantly below her combined salary of nearly $300,000 annually are incensed about her lavish lifestyle, which includes personal stylists and makeup artists. Many residents believe she is living in luxury while they are struggling to make ends meet, and their ire isn't limited to henhouse spending. It also stems from what they see as a disregard for the community's basic needs. Deteriorating infrastructure has plagued both Dolton and Thornton Township. Driving through Dolton every day serves as a reminder of the mayor's priorities. According to one resident, who also noted that rising crime rates and underfunded public service are making many people wonder if taxpayer dollars are being used responsibly. Henyard is hiring makeup artists at a premium rate even though the roads are dilapidated and the streetlights are out. Residents' grievances have frequently surfaced at public meetings where they demand accountability and transparency, despite the fact that their issues have largely gone ignored, because they claim that this does nothing to aid the people who voted for her.
Things that the Attorney General required. And so we believe that for that reason, the meeting was supposed to have been here.
Something is my vote, so I received a lot of votes here. Critics have also brought attention to Hen's dubious use of township resources during the caucus. Reports surfaced that she transported her supporters to the caucus using township buses, which her opponents contend was an unethical use of public funds. To make matters worse, many of the buses arrived late, leaving her supporters stranded outside in bitter cold. This error caused one voter to doubt her capacity for effective management, arguing that she shouldn't be entrusted with overseeing a whole township henhouse campaign if she could. Harris took this as yet another indication of her lack of planning and leadership abilities.
But you don't even have a sense to even look in our face. But you rather just steal our money and do what you want to do.
The rising perception that Henyard rules by intimidation has added to the tension surrounding her. Allegations of favoritism and fear tactics have widened the gulf between her administration and the community. A former employee described a workplace where loyalty to Henyard was valued more than doing what's right for the residents. These claims of a toxic workplace culture are now being mentioned alongside her financial scandals, which further contribute to the perception of an administration that is becoming more and more disconnected from its constituents. Several township employees have anonymously reported feeling pressure to support her campaigns or risk losing their jobs. There are more scandals to come. Allegations of power abuse have plagued Henyard's tenure as mayor, including claims that she used police raids as a weapon against companies that refused to support. In one instance, a business owner in Doane accused Henyard of retaliation after he refused to support a civic event. Shortly after, his company was raided and his license was revoked.
It's the only community that in order to get a business license or a liquor license, you need an attorney.
Even within her administration, Henyard's leadership style has sparked controversy. Former Dalton Police Chief Robert Collins accused her of diverting police resources for her personal security, leaving fewer officers available to patrol the streets. She likes the thought of being surrounded by police officers. Dalton trustee Brittany Norwood said it makes her feel important despite these mounting scandals. Henyard remains defiant, insisting that she is the victim of a political smear campaign. They're attacking me because I'm a strong black woman in power, she proclaimed during a recent township board meeting. Her rhetoric has resonated with some supporters who see her as a trailblazer fighting against entrenched political interests. But even among her supporters, cracks are beginning to show. Allegations of financial impropriety and mismanagement have raised questions about her ability to leave her cancer. For example, charities have come under fire for not disclosing how they use their money. The charity has received a warning from the Illinois Attorney General's office to stop operations until it conforms with state laws. Critics contend that this is just the most recent instance of Henyard's disrespect for transparency and accountability.
Stories new at 6. Embattled Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is mounting a re-election bid. Henyard made the announcement in a post on her Facebook page. Right now, Henyard is currently under investigation over her handling of Dalton Village finances. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is leading the investigation into Henyard, and back in August found the Dalton Village General Fund had a negative balance.
Because if she loses her lawsuit against Harris in the Democratic caucus, her only chance of staying on the ballot for Thornton Township Supervisor would be as a write-in candidate, which would be a difficult uphill battle in any election. Meanwhile, her campaign for re-election as Doane mayor is facing major obstacles as rivals are using her scandals to rally opposition trustee Jason House. One of her opponents has pledged to restore integrity to Dalton's leadership, a message that seems to be gaining traction among irate locals.
Henyard's critics argue that her financial mismanagement extends beyond Dalton to Thornton Township, where she has been accused of using taxpayer funds for personal gain. Her lavish lifestyle, which includes personal stylists and makeup artists, has sparked outrage among residents who are struggling with a median income far below her combined salary of nearly $300,000 per year. Many residents feel she is living a life of luxury while they are trying to make ends meet. The anger among residents isn't just about Henyard's spending, it's also about what they perceive as neglect of the community's basic needs. Both Thornton Township and Dalton have been plagued by deteriorating infrastructure, rising crime rates, and underfunded public services, leading many to question whether taxpayer money is being used responsibly. One resident pointed out that driving through Dalton each day serves as a reminder of the mayor's priorities. The roads are crumbling, streetlights are out, yet Henyard is flying first class and hiring makeup artists. This, they argued, does nothing to help the people who voted for her. These frustrations have often erupted at public meetings, where residents demand accountability and transparency, though their concerns have largely gone unanswered.
Next thing is my vetoes. So I got several vetoes here that the board has.
Critics have also highlighted Henyard's questionable handling of township resources during the caucus. Reports emerged claiming that she used township buses to transport her supporters to the caucus, a move her opponents argue was an unethical use of public funds. Adding to the controversy, many of the buses arrived late, leaving her supporters stranded outside in freezing temperatures. This misstep led one voter to question her ability to manage effectively, suggesting that if she couldn't even organize her own campaign, she shouldn't be trusted with running an entire township. Henyard's political rival, Harris, seized on this as another example of her lack of leadership and planning skills.
I want to thank my two trustees, Trustee Andrew Holmes and Trustee Stan Brown, for showing up.
The tension surrounding Henyard has been further fueled by the growing belief that she rules through intimidation. Several township employees have anonymously reported feeling pressure to support her campaigns or risk losing their jobs. Allegations of favoritism and fear tactics have deepened the divide between her administration and the community. One former employee described an environment where loyalty to Henyard was valued more than doing what's right for the residents. These claims of a toxic workplace culture are now being mentioned alongside her financial scandals, contributing to the image of an administration that is increasingly out of touch with its constituents. The scandals don't end there. Henyard's tenure as mayor has been marked by allegations of abuse of power, including claims that she weaponized police raids against businesses that refused to donate to her events. In one case, a Dalton-based business owner accused Henyard of retaliation after he declined to contribute to a civic event. Shortly thereafter, his business was raided, and his license was revoked. Similar raids were reported at multiple local bars, with owners alleging political harassment. Critics say these actions are part of a broader pattern of intimidation and corruption under Henyard's leadership.
But you don't even have a sense to even look in our face. But you rather just steal our money and do what you want to do.
Even within her administration, Henyard's leadership style has sparked controversy. Former Dalton Police Chief Robert Collins accused her of diverting police resources for her personal security, leaving fewer officers available to patrol the streets. She likes the thought of being surrounded by police officers, Dalton trustee Brittany Norwood said. It makes her feel important. Despite these mounting scandals, Henyard remains defiant, insisting that she is the victim of a political smear campaign. "They're attacking me because I'm a strong Black woman in power," she proclaimed during a recent township board meeting. Her rhetoric has resonated with some supporters, who see her as a trailblazer fighting against entrenched political interests. But even among her supporters, cracks are beginning to show. Allegations of financial impropriety and mismanagement have raised questions about her ability to lead. Her cancer charity, for instance, has come under scrutiny for failing to disclose how it spends its funds. The Illinois Attorney General's office has warned the charity to cease operations until it complies with state regulations. Critics argue that this is just the latest example of Henyard's disregard for accountability and transparency.
Dalton is the only community that in order to get a business license or a liquor license, you need an attorney.
As the legal battles unfold, the stakes are high for both Henyard and her opponents. If she loses her lawsuit against Harris and the Democratic caucus, her only path to remaining on the ballot for Thornton Township supervisor would be as a write-in candidate, a steep uphill battle in any election. Meanwhile, her re-election campaign for Dalton mayor faces significant challenges, with rivals seizing on her scandals to galvanize opposition. Trustee Jason House, one of her challengers, has vowed to restore integrity to Dalton's leadership, a message that appears to be gaining traction among frustrated residents.
Stories new at 6. Embattled Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is mounting a re-election bid. Henyard made the announcement in a post on her Facebook page. Right now, Henyard is currently under investigation over her handling of Dalton Village finances. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is leading the investigation into Henyard, and back in August found the Dalton Village General Fund had a negative balance
The public reaction to Henyard's saga has been a mix of outrage, disbelief, and exhaustion. Social media has been flooded with comments from residents and observers, many of whom are calling for her resignation or arrest. Imagine a criminal filing a lawsuit against the people trying to stop her from being a criminal, one commenter wrote. Another added, someone please put that criminal in prison already. Still, Henyard's loyal base remains vocal, accusing her detractors of playing politics and undermining her achievements. At a recent rally, her boyfriend Kamal Woods took aim at the media, accusing reporters of bias and misinformation. You want the tea? Come to me, he said, echoing Henyard's defiant tone. But critics argue that the media attention is well-deserved, given the gravity of the allegations against her. As the drama continues to unfold, one thing is clear, the political landscape of Thornton Township in Dolton is undergoing a seismic shift. Whether Henyard can weather the storm and maintain her grip on power remains to be seen. Her resilience and defiance have, and made her a polarizing figure, but the growing list of scandals and legal challenges may ultimately prove insurmountable. So, what do you think about this political spectacle? Is Tiffany Henyard a victim of political sabotage, or is she finally being held accountable for her actions? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for more updates on this unfolding saga. The story is far from over.